Ah, I lost my stream, so I just thought I'd start over. It said I got a notification said it wasn't broadcasting to all the different things it was supposed to be broadcasting, and then I got distracted. And I clicked the wrong thing. So we're talking about scandals today. Many of you may have seen the Lauren Boebert, Beetlejuice, Denver, Colorado theater sex tape. It's pretty goddamn hot. Uh, Look at that. Wow, she is just bouncing. She is high on something. I have no idea what, but she is very high. Look at those breasticles. Whoa. Yeah, she is definitely. Okay, the lady there, apparently that lady said something about being pregnant and she was rude to her. Wow. But yeah, you can see, like in one of the shots, I guess this didn't show it, but there's one shot where he's like reaching in and grabbing her boob out of that slip dress. That looks. I mean, this is what I thought when I saw that. And apparently I'm not the only one who thought so, as Howard said this. Let me turn off my sound.
Percent right. Lauren Boebert is a disgrace to this country, not because of the video. You are 100% right. Forget the politics. She's in a dress. If you saw the video, she's in a dress. She's with some dude. Looks like she's, obviously vaping, but also looks like she might be grabbing his penis during Beetlejuice. She was wearing a tight dress. I've seen porn stars wear more. When I watch that tape, I go, God, she must be so much fun to. Oh my God.
Yeah, she's a hot girlfriend, but do we need her in Congress?
Did you notice that when he reached over?
We need her in a strip club, and we need her to give lap dances, and we need her to play with guys.
All I gotta say is...
And finally, Republicans claim to be the
All I gotta say is I can't go out to lunch in Florida in my free time, not doing anything, just eating outside, and it's wall-to-wall Fox News coverage. And then you have a member of Congress engaging in sexually lewd acts in a public theater, and they got nothing to say. I danced to Phoenix once in college, and it was like all over the place. But putting on a whole show of their own at Beetlejuice, and there's nothing. I'm just saying, be consistent. That's all I'm asking for. Equal treatment. I don't expect it.
Back on.
But come on.
It has been years that Republicans have been grandstanding about.
And Tyler Cohen is really annoying. My eCam is so frustrating. I can't reduce the size of this thing. Probably not without restarting this. It does this. I don't know why. and then they don't seem to understand that their thing is always constantly malfunctioning. Um, so every time I ask that question, they give me the dumbest responses. What does she say?
Date nights have been canceled, and I learned to check party affiliations before you go on a date. But all in all, it was.
What does that have to do with
It
anything?
was mostly a lovely time.
That she learned she should check party affiliations before she dates, because of course, the fact that she was caught performing lewd sexual acts in a theater is the fault of, you guessed it, the Democrats. Because
What?
party of personal responsibility.
You mean the guy she was dating?
I spoke with the Democrat running for her seat in Colorado's 3rd congressional district,
Was
Adam Frisch, in an upcoming
Charge
interview
of
about
the security camera system at the theater? Okay, whatever. Yikes. So, I mean, this Menendez scandal, much bigger a deal than jerking some guy off during Beetlejuice. That's a private facility, it's against their rules. I don't think it's illegal, to be honest with you. And even if it were, I mean, like, come on. They're having fun. Everyone's entitled to have fun. So, this guy.
And this is the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the United States Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today, I'm announcing that my office has obtained a 3-count indictment charging Senator Robert Menendez, his wife Nadine Menendez, and 3 New Jersey businessmen, while Hannah, Jose Uribe, and Fred Davies for bribery offenses. The investigation that led to these charges has been run out of the Southern District of New York. The indictment alleges that between 2018 and 2022, Senator Menendez, the senior U.S. Senator from New Jersey and the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and his wife Nadine Menendez, engaged in a corrupt relationship with Hannah, Uribe, and Davies. The indictment alleges that through that relationship, the senator and his wife accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars of bribes in exchange for Senator Menendez using his power and influence to protect and to enrich those businessmen and to benefit the government of Egypt. The indictment alleges that Hannah, Uribe, and Davies provided bribes in the form of cash,
Egypt money.
gold, home mortgage payments, a low-show or a no-show job for Nadine Menendez, a Mercedes-Benz, and
He's
other
paying
things
his
of value
mortgage.
to the senator and his wife. Now, constituent service is part of any legislator's job. Senator Menendez is no different. And as we explain in the indictment, there are things that Senator Menendez says he can do for his constituents and things that he says he cannot do for his constituents. He put it all on his Senate website. So for instance, it says he cannot compel an agency to act in someone's favor. It says he cannot influence matters involving a private business. It says he cannot get involved in criminal matters or cases, period. But we allege that behind the scenes, Senator Menendez was doing those things for certain people, the people who were bribing him and his wife. Now let me say a little bit more about the conduct that's alleged in the indictment. The indictment alleges that Senator Menendez took several actions as part of this corrupt relationship. First, the indictment alleges that Senator Menendez used his power and influence, including his leadership role on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, to benefit the government of Egypt in various ways. Among other actions, Senator Menendez allegedly provided sensitive, non-public U.S. government information to Egyptian officials.
It's not even enough to say that he
secretly aid the government of Egypt.
They should.
We also allege that Senator Menendez improperly pressured a senior official at the U.S. Department of Agriculture to
Which I guess he's going to be,
that the government of Egypt had awarded to Hannah. a lucrative monopoly
U.S.
that Hana
Attorney's
then
Office.
used to fund certain bribe
Oh,
payments.
why is it not working?
Second, the indictment alleges that Senator Menendez used his power and influence to try to disrupt a criminal investigation and prosecution undertaken by the New Jersey Attorney General's office related to an associate and a relative of Uribe. Third, the indictment alleges that Senator Menendez
Trying to
used
hook
his
up with this
power and
girl.
influence to try to disrupt a federal
But she's in
prosecution
China,
of Davies
so
in the District of New Jersey
good
in
luck.
2 ways. First, by seeking to install a United States attorney who he thought could be influenced with
He
respect
sends
to
me
Davies.
working out
And
pics.
second, by trying to influence that office to act favorably in Davies' case. And as we allege in the indictment, the senator agreed to do these things and use his power in this way because Hana was paying bribes, because Uribe was paying bribes, and because Davies was paying bribes. Fortunately, the public officials the senator sought to influence did not bend to the pressure. That's a good
Her
thing.
back.
Now,
Yeah.
as part of this investigation, special agents with the FBI executed
So it
search
takes
warrants on the
like
residence
several
and
hundred
safe deposit box
dollars from
of Senator Menendez and Nadine Menendez in New Jersey. When they got there, they discovered approximately $500,000 of cash stuffed in
Damn.
envelopes and closets. Some of the cash was stuffed in the senator's jacket pockets. And some of the envelopes of
Big
cash
pimpin'.
contained Davies' fingerprints or Davies' DNA. That's not all. Agents also discovered a lot of gold that was provided by Davies and Hana. And the FBI, of course,
Hey, this
found
guy's
the
dope.
Mercedes-Benz that Uribe
It's a
had provided them.
video.
Now, the items that the FBI uncovered are discussed in the indictment. I
Oh,
encourage all of you
yeah.
to read
He's
carefully.
got some legit street cred.
Let's take a look at just some of the items. So as you can see here, this is the Mercedes-Benz that we allege
My
that
God.
Uribe provided as part of the scheme.
He's like a
See, here are 3
Man.
kilograms of gold.
oligarch.
These 3 kilograms together are worth approximately $150,000.
Damn.
And of course, here you can see just a
3 of them?
fraction of the cash
The 50 grand
that
each.
was uncovered as part of the scheme. Now, I want to make a couple of things very clear.
So that Mercedes is going to get
First, my
repo.
office remains firmly committed to rooting out public corruption without fear or favor and without any regard to partisan politics. That's in our DNA. Always has been, always will be.
Good.
And second, this investigation is very much ongoing. We are not done. And I want to encourage anyone with
This
information
guy's going to go to
come
prison.
forward and to come forward quickly.
And
they
he
can do that
should.
by reaching out.
He should absolutely go to prison.
Chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and you're talking about, you just heard a U.S. attorney say that he was working to benefit the government of Egypt.
Not
Yeah.
good.
So there's not.
Moreover,
No shit.
What's interesting is the manner in which the exchange of favors, if you want to call them that, plays out is often through his
Do you notice
wife.
how
The way
the Democrats
the indictment
they
is
call
structured,
shit
there are a
out
number
when
of
one of their
statements and
party
communications
like
made
does
between Senator
obviously
Menendez and his
fucked up
wife,
shit?
and allegedly between Senator Menendez's wife and some of the other people
Hello?
in charge that
Hello?
lead to these actions that the prosecutors are saying that Senator Menendez engaged in. But it's incredibly serious when you are speaking of non-public information being provided to foreign actors. A point I noted in our earlier segment was
this is
at
this
least
is
one of these
big.
conversations.
And you know what? This is actually going to help Democrats if we play this right. If we call out this bullshit, like there's absolutely no excuse for it. Then they can't call us hypocrites, and they're gonna have to say, well, you know, if they're willing to throw their own into the fire, then there has to be some legitimacy to the Trump thing. I mean, we're talking about a very small percentage of Trump supporters who are probably not gonna, you know, who are gonna be willing to change their mind about Trump no matter what. But you know, still. Biden did win by 8 million votes, so getting a couple more certainly would help when his poll numbers are chiming in at 39% or some crazy shit. Then there was this silly thing that I saw this morning, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with AOC on this, but like, yeah, it is funny how she's noticing that the Republicans are mum's the word when it comes to Lauren Boebert.
Okay, I've hit it. Good morning, everybody. Wanted to come on and talk to you
Does
about
anyone
what's happening
else
and why
think
I'm not
that
in Washington
when they
today,
see
why most
her,
members of
they're
Congress left
actually
town
looking
yesterday,
at
and why
Dog
we're not
the
doing
Bounty
anything
Hunter?
for the American people. So,
Because that's what I
September
think.
30th, I'm sure
I
you've
always
seen
think
all
it's
over the
Dog
news,
the Bounty
September
Hunter.
30th is the funding deadline that Congress has to finish all of our appropriation bills, finish our budget, and
Right.
fund the government.
So that's a whole
And,
nother thing.
we aren't getting that done. And
Government's
going to
shut down, so the writers are striking, the actors are striking,
but I'm particularly frustrated
the
today.
UAW
We
are
went
striking,
home for August recess. We
the
should have stayed in
the
Washington,
delivery drivers are
working
striking,
to
and
get
now,
our
holy shit, the
appropriation bills
Republicans
done.
are striking
But we didn't.
too?
We went on August recess, and that's when we're supposed to go back to our districts and get work done in our districts. That's what we did. But we should have stayed in Washington and funded the government and gotten all the work done, hammering out the details. But we have 12 separate appropriation bills. We only had one pass before we went home in August. Now we have 11 left. Well, yesterday, in case you didn't see the news or don't know what happened, while President Zelensky from Ukraine was in Washington begging for more American people's taxpayer dollars, while our border is being invaded at record levels, and while the Biden administration
Notice how she never has any,
welcomed
like,
everyone to America illegally,
evidence or...
we were not able to get our bills
She doesn't
done.
even bother
So
with
yesterday they decided
anecdotal
to bring the
evidence.
defense bill to the floor, and I want to be
She
very
just
clear
says,
with all of you.
like,
All week long,
Republican
as a matter of fact, all year
magus
long,
talking.
I have told
like
every single one of
this
my
is like
colleagues, I
jaywalking
have
with
told the press,
asking the most
I have
random
told my
idiots
district,
on the street
I've posted
for
on
their
social
opinion,
media
and
1,000
that's what it
times.
sounds like.
I am not voting for
She's
one
in
single
Congress.
penny to go to a war in Ukraine.
You'd think that she'd
I'm
be able to
America
at least
first. I
show
work
something.
For the United States of America. I work for the American people.
No, you work for
Our border
Georgia.
is being overrun, and we have a president in the United States and
Or-
an administration that is happy and fine with open borders and is bringing in more
Again,
illegal aliens.
there's no
into
evidence
America
to
than we
support
can
that
possibly
there's
handle. New York
been
is
any
being
more
crushed. Texas has
border
been crushed for a
crossings
long time.
during
California,
Biden's
Arizona,
administration
Georgia.
than during Trump's. In fact, it's probably worse.
Georgia, Alaska, you name it, all over the country, these illegal aliens are coming into our country.
What?
So they bring a defense bill
Wait,
to the floor.
all over the
Georgia,
country they're coming
Alaska,
into our
you
country?
name it, California, Arizona, Georgia, Alaska, you name it, all over the country, these illegal aliens are coming into our country.
Okay, yeah.
So they
All
bring a
over the
defense
country,
bill
they're
to the
coming
floor
into our
yesterday
country.
that had
That's what they're doing
300
constantly.
million.
They're in the country now, and they're entering the country. They're like almost like a constant circle. So they're just constantly entering. It's like a snake biting its own tail.
Dollars for Ukraine in it. I told them all week long, I'm not voting for $300 million for Ukraine. Take the money out, put it in a separate bill if you want to, and then I can vote no, other members can vote no, and if you people want to vote to send more money, more American tax dollars to a war in Ukraine, then you vote yes for it. But I'm not doing it.
They did.
And they didn't listen. They didn't respect me. They didn't respect other members
Yeah,
that were
well,
saying the same
can't
thing.
fault them for
So they
that.
brought the defense bill, the defense appropriation bill, which, by the way, is largely a very good bill. A bill that I want to vote for without the Ukraine money. I would love to vote for that bill without the Ukraine money. But no, they didn't take it out. So they brought it to the floor for a vote, and I voted no to the rule. I voted no to the rule. And so guess what? It didn't pass. The rule did not pass, and the bill couldn't be brought to the floor. So we couldn't even pass the appropriations bill. And then they called me and said, Marjorie, will you vote for it if we take it out? I said, that's what I have been saying all week long. All week long, I have been saying, take it out and I will vote for it. Take the money out and I will vote for it. But they didn't respect me, and they didn't respect other people, so they didn't respect the American people. And they still brought it to the rule to the floor. Anyways.
Now you sound like Joe Biden.
Here we are. So I'm at home. Other members of Congress are at home. Some are in Washington. And we're, again, not getting anything done. And we have the September 30th funding deadline coming up. Now, here's my issue. This is what I don't understand. Just because there are members in our conference that are in red districts and they really want to send money to Ukraine, but they don't want their districts to know that they voted to send money to Ukraine, or they don't want to get beat up about it, doesn't mean that I have to commit the sin with them.
The sin?
See, I don't have to vote yes and cover up the garbage, the America Last garbage that they want to do.
America Last garbage.
Get by with it. And that's where I'm really angry this morning. So I don't really care what anyone has to say at this point.
What are you fucking on, lady?
You disrespected my views. You disrespected America's views.
Is she on steroids?
Everybody that is sick and
is that why her face is all bloated?
Foreign wars, while our border is being invaded. Guess what? There's some.
I thought they're invading within the country.
Here's how bad it is. Not only are thousands and thousands.
Oh, wait. Did she have some evidence? Did she have some statistics or something?
Foreign wars, while our border is being invaded. Guess what? There's some news this morning.
News?
Here's how bad it is. Not only are thousands and thousands of people flooding in.
So she prints news like my mom?
The Biden DHS, this is news out. I just read this. They let 200,000 illegal immigrants. They didn't let them in the country by a train, like you saw the videos of the trains coming through Mexico. No, that was
yeah.
They didn't come up through buses that the cartels own, coming to our border and then running across the border. No. 200,000 flew into our country. They came by plane.
Yeah, right. That's what we've been saying all along. The fucking border wall isn't going to work, you retard.
Cities. And guess what? Here's the kicker. You're not going to believe this. It happened on an app that the Biden administration has. They were able to come in our country illegally by registering on a Biden administration app. That's how they did it. This is
to apply for
people coming in, planes, trains, automobiles, and boats.
Like immigrant status or refugee
and we have
status.
Members of Congress that are so dead set on a war in Ukraine, which doesn't even.
Why would you not want
country.
that? You don't want a record of these people coming in? Oh, this fucking. Oh yeah. Don't you want to know who they are and where they are? Don't you want to know that? You don't want to know that. This fucking woman.
Which is across the Atlantic Ocean, is over in Europe, that they refuse to take $300 million out of our defense bill. No. We can't address the border situation.
Our defense bill, which is almost $1 trillion now.
In the Capitol, standing in the Capitol in Washington, D.C., and they had to bring that bill to the floor with $300 million in it. And they wanted me to vote for it. Hell no. And I'm glad I'm back home because I don't really want to talk to anybody right now. This is pathetic. This is the most America Last pathetic thing I've ever seen. And I'm furious about it. I'm so mad about it. I'm standing here going live on Twitter telling the world. I hope everyone knows how sick and damn tired I am of it. I have helped. I have donated. I have fought for the Republican agenda. I have stood by everyone. But when it comes to this, I've told them all year long, I'm not voting for your stupid war with Russia. There should be a peace treaty in that country right now. I'm not voting to murder more people in one of the most corrupt countries on earth.
Voting
Put America first.
to
Our country is being invaded. Invaded. We can't even impeach Mayorkas. Can you believe that? We
What?
can't even impeach Mayorkas.
What?
We should be impeaching Mayorkas. We should be impeaching
What?
Biden over the border.
What is she
Can't even do
saying?
that. But we have
Mayorkas?
members of Congress,
I'll have
Republicans,
to look
with
that up
very
later.
red districts, that are so dead set on they got to send money to Ukraine, they don't want it taken out of the defense bill. That's where it sits. Everybody's going to be mad at me for saying all of this out loud to the public, but I'm
Not mad at you at all, lady. I'm just shocked.
I got elected from this district, the one I'm standing in right now in Georgia, Georgia's 14th district. And when I walk out of my house and I go anywhere I go in my district, you know what they say to me? Thank you, Marjorie. Thank you. You know what else happens?
Yeah, because
elsewhere
your
in the
district
country?
is
They say,
retarded.
"Thank
That's
you,
why they
Marjorie."
voted for you.
Americans are sick and tired of the America last Washington, D.C. federal government.
Where
machine
is
that
where
serves
is
the
your
rest
proof
the
of
world
that?
and tells
I'll
Americans to go
look.
F themselves.
Show it to me.
And
I'll
then
be
they tell
happy to look,
Americans to
lady.
pay for it. Enough of this garbage.
You show me the fucking proof. I'll fucking show it
needs to end
to
right
my
now. Here, I'll give
780
you another little
followers.
story. Yesterday, when I was getting on the airplane in Washington, getting on my flight, and I sat down in my seat, another member of Congress came up to me and was mad at me for voting no against the rule on the defense bill. So I very loudly told him in front of everyone on the plane, if you want to vote for it, put it in a separate bill. You vote for the money to Ukraine. I'm not voting for it. Absolutely not voting for it. I don't care.
The third
what
time
it's
she's
in.
saying
I'm
that.
not voting for it.
So it's just
Not
like a
voting for
mad rant
And when he went by, guess what?
because she's.
Everyone around
I guess
me
people are
said,
blaming
"Thank
her
you.
probably.
I
So
support
this is
you.
her
Thank you." And then a couple
telling
of
her
people got up and took
constituents and
pictures with
that
me.
oh they're being mean
So
to
for
me.
those of you in Washington that are so thick-headed and so America last that you think that we
How many
have
times
to
did she
give
say
in
that? 4
and
times
vote
America
for
last?
crap in these big bills.
Long as
Oh,
this.
because the September
Oh my
30th deadline
God.
is coming. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't give a damn. We should
I
have
feel
been
like
in
she could have
Washington
made this
getting our work
entire
done
speech in
weeks
1
ago.
minute. It was
We
at
should be
least
in Washington right
written
now
down.
getting our work done. And you want to know something else? You should respect members of Congress like me because we're working for the American people. And when we say we are not voting for money to Ukraine and we don't care if Zelensky's standing in the Capitol in his stupid green jumpsuit and he can't wear a suit and tie as he comes and begs for money from us, then you don't respect the American people. I've absolutely
just
had
spit all
enough.
over.
Absolutely had enough. I shouldn't have to do this video. I shouldn't have had
Oh
to vote
my
no yesterday.
gosh.
I told all of you the entire week. I told you in conference. I told the press. I told you to your face in meetings. I posted it on social media. I told you nonstop. I'm not voting for this. Secondly, we have a weaponized government. A weaponized government. The Department of Justice is using its power to politically...
Secondly? Did she just say secondly? How much more of the video is left? So she's only dedicating 44 seconds to what her second point is, and the rest of the whole beginning is 11 minutes and 42 seconds is the first.
We have a weaponized government. A weaponized government. The Department of Justice is using its power to politically persecute
That's a big word for you.
its political enemies.
Oh, that's too
And I'm not
political
voting
in
for
one
that
sentence.
either. I am not voting for that.
Okay.
So if you want my yes
Don't do
vote,
it.
I've told you the entire time, not voting for the weaponized government. I am not voting for COVID garbage
Weaponized.
of any kind, mask, vaccines, new vaccines.
Oh my gosh.
Any
Yeah,
of it.
get it in there, lady. Get it
And
in.
I am not voting for a war in Ukraine in any bill of any kind. I don't care how great the bill is. I am not voting for it. If you people want to fund the war in Ukraine, do it on your own. Don't ask me to help out.
What was the second point again? Forgot already.
Using its power to
Oh, the weaponize the
politically
government? Okay.
persecute.
Okay. God damn. What a dumb human being. Like, what a dumb human dumbass. All right, so it's right about in the middle. I do want to click to that first because we were just on it. So I had already kind of queued this up, but that's fine. It's fine. Oh yeah, so this does look bad.
Murder in connection to a shooting back in 2021. The two teens were in a Las Vegas court yesterday facing murder charges from a so-called joyride. They are accused of intentionally hitting and killing an LA retired police chief while he was riding a bike. Police say the teens are responsible for at least 3 hit and runs on the same day. And today, the CDC officially signed off on. Are
you gonna fucking get to this shit?
The agency specifically recommends that expecting moms get the shot. A 2-year-old girl who wanted telling federal agencies to get ready for a shutdown, so it's not looking good. And if a shutdown does happen,
here we go. Well, we'll start here.
Employees and some basic services. So let's just break down some of the sticking points here. NBC's Sahil Kapoor has more from Capitol Hill.
Hey, Gotti. Well, the Republican-controlled House remains paralyzed on a way forward when it comes to appropriations bills. They have struggled this week to advance full-year funding bills. They have struggled this week to advance short-term funding bills to prevent a shutdown at the end of this month. And Speaker McCarthy, lacking options yesterday after another failed vote to debate a military funding bill, adjourned the House for a long weekend. After that, he reconvened with his leadership team to try to figure out a way to break the logjam and advance some of these appropriations bills as early as next week. Let's play what he told reporters earlier today.
We wanted to do it individually rules, but I guess we do like a minibus rule. We got rules going to go in today. We got members working, and hopefully we'll be able to move forward on Tuesday to pass these bills.
Now, there's a crucial caveat to that, which is that even if McCarthy is able to pass those appropriations bills through the House of Representatives, they would simply represent an opening bid to start negotiations with the Democratic-controlled Senate. The Senate's not going to pass those bills as is. Democrats
63?
do not support many of the
Is that what I saw?
and the conservative policy provisions that Republicans have.
Individually rules, but I guess
some basic services. So let's just break down some of the sticking points here. NBC's Sahil Kapoor has more from Capitol Hill.
Hey, Gotti. Well, the Republican money from expired.
No. Well, whatever. It's hard to.
In the last couple of weeks?
I know you're really worried about Emily in Paris.
I'm sorry. Is it Emily in Paris?
Wait, what?
It was Mindy in Paris. My bad.
It's back here, I thought.
Right now, it's not great news because it turns out that even obviously if WG
This has to be it. Here we go. Sorry, guys.
Welcome back to Top Story. We now want to return to our coverage here at the border and the crisis that has been unfolding. Tens of thousands of migrants making their way into the Del Rio sector in just the last 24 hours. That's where we are here in Eagle Pass, Texas. So what's driving this latest wave? It's a question we've been asking migrants, and our reporters have been trying to figure out as well. Guad Menedez has been down here, part of our reporting team for NBC News. Guad, the first question I want to ask you is that we both heard the same thing from some of these migrants. They were very frustrated with the CBP1 app. They were trying to stay in Mexico. They were trying to follow the rules. They got frustrated with the app, and then they decided just to cross over illegally. Why is the app so frustrating for them?
Well, the migrants I've spoken to have actually shown me how they use the app, Tom. And some of them say it's buggy, it crashes, and it's difficult to get through.
Oh, this is the app that she's talking about.
The process, eventually they want to find an appointment, but it's virtually impossible to get that many appointments for the number of migrants that are arriving. So even if we had the perfect app, where would you find that many appointments for the thousands that are attempting to come into the United States and go through the app?
To remind our viewers, that was the new rule implemented by the Biden administration. Essentially, once Title 42 ended, people had to apply for asylum in another country before coming here, before asking for asylum here. They have to do it on the app, but at least one migrant told me the app only works about 40% of the time.
Right, they say it freezes, but eventually the goal of the app is to get them an appointment, and with an appointment,
The
they can make
ACA
a
went
report
live.
entry and go through the process the way the government has designed it
legally.
But it's just too difficult because of the large number
and too many people coming.
Too many people coming.
And so you were talking to migrants about their journey over here. We focus a lot on the trains because we've seen those incredible images.
Oh, you notice that
Hundreds of
that's
migrants
NBC?
holding onto any part of the train they can to make it close to the border. But you're also hearing stories of people just walking, taking buses, getting here any way they can.
That's correct. I asked the migrants as they're coming in today, where did you come from? Why did you come here today? Some said they took a bus. Others said they've been walking. Another group told me they did ride the train as far as they could. So they come in different ways. I asked them, why did you arrive today? They said, because this is when I arrived. I've been making my way from Central America, and I just happened to finally arrive today. So I think it was a matter of time until we saw this large group of migrants arrive the way we've seen it this week.
Rod Venegas for our squad, we appreciate all your reporting. For more of today's headlines, what's happening across the country and around the world, I want to send it over to my friend Keir Simmons, who's anchoring Top Story from our New York studios tonight. Keir, good evening.
Hey, Tom, good evening. Thank you. Just terrific reporting from the border there. Good evening, everyone. Now to Top Stories news feed. And
So there's that. So, obviously it's a big deal. You know, we're in a global economy. And I hope that was a firework. And AI is not taking your jobs. AI is taking the jobs that already were outsourced. So the tech support people, the programmers, the textile workers, the people who are putting the fuel in your gas tanks, those people are losing their jobs. People in the literally in the machinist industry. I mean, you don't think those people are good at building AI? So yeah, what's going to happen when the entire world loses its job because we want cheaper TVs? That was creepy. Sounded like something hit the window. Yeah, these people are going to be, you know, there are many of them in third world countries are already in living in poverty. Have you seen what, you know, mining in Africa does, or mining lithium ion for car batteries in South America? These people their water is poisoned. At some point, they are going to realize that the resources have moved north. And if we're just going to put up walls, who's going to build your TV? Who's going to build your iPhone that you throw away every year? As if that was the only issue. Not being able to buy shit. Oh, right, it was in the center. I really want to find out how to do a like a chat for people that are watching live. Is that what I wanted to do? Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, is this it? I think this might be it. I just saw the client. Oh, see, this is not a good way to do this. Could that be it? Yeah, no, here. Okay, here we go. So, I'm sure you heard about what happened in Hawaii. And this is what I've been saying for a long time. It's a big deal when insurance companies say that they're not going to insure an area because of disasters. I mean, that's what's happened in the LA mountain town of Big Bear. Big Bear Lake, Big Bear City. They've said that, there's too many forest fires. We don't want to insure these homes. And that doesn't just mean that you're going to get your money back if you lose your house in a fire. That's not the only thing it means. It means, and this is coming from a realtor, so people only think about it in terms of getting your money back so you can buy something else. No. It's you can't get a loan on a property if you don't have insurance. They won't give you the loan. So no one's going to be able to afford to buy houses unless you have all cash. In which case, yeah, you're going to lose all your cash when the thing burns down. So not getting insurance on a property is what I've been trying to tell my mom for years now, that we need to sell our house in California. I mean, with the Colorado River, I saw that it's Lake Mead is now at about 36% or something because of all of the different storms and El Nino this year. So that's good. It went up. But just as expected, people are already starting to forget the fact that we are on a historic 23-year drought. And that river supplies 40 million people, 7 states on the upper and lower basin states in Mexico. And Arizona and Nevada have both had to take 21% reductions to their water deliveries because California has precedent, because they have seniority. They were established before Nevada and in Arizona. So they get their water first, even though the water doesn't get to them before it goes to the other states. So at some point, what's to stop Arizona and Nevada when they're looking at California building their stupid golf courses in the desert? What's to stop them from just putting up a dam? We've had dam technology for a little while. What's California going to do? Sue them? Good luck, California. Arizona and Nevada got all the guns. And when you're talking about the most precious resource on the planet, water, you can have all the lawsuits you want. That's civil war. This is why I play with my stress device so much. I carry this with me everywhere now. So yeah, this is the story.
Likely different, with some areas getting as little as 11 inches of rain. That trend is expected to increase. Climate research from the University of Hawaii shows the wettest areas seeing as much as 75 inches of additional rain by the end of this century, as the dry areas get even drier, with more places expecting rainfall levels equal to Arizona's deserts.
We're looking at a year of really dry conditions.
Across the island, community discussions are already swirling over the best way to rebuild.
We need to move forward in building back in those ways that keep our lands healthy and that keep our communities safe without relying on volunteerism and tiny nonprofits to try to retrofit poorly designed communities that were built too fast.
With the promise of a worsening climate and an ever-present fire threat, Pamela says that won't be simple.
I wish none of us went through this, but everyone needs to figure out what can we do so this never happens again? Because not just fire, but other parts of climate change is happening to us here.
A dream to build back, lying strong for the future. Steve Patterson, NBC News, Maui.
Still half mast.
Steve, thanks so much. And we are not done yet. Up next, Mexican pop star Peso Pluma has canceled one of his shows. The reason.
Oh, was that all this one said? Oh, I guess I thought
Russia is accused of kidnapping thousands of Ukrainian children.
He's talking about the
mother who is working tirelessly to bring her son home.
Let's find something different. I may have saved the wrong link. Yeah. Oh, it was also on CNN. Stupid. 26 seconds. I wonder if anyone's watching. Wouldn't that be neat? Maybe I can go on to my YouTube channel and see if anyone's commenting. Anyway, 14 seconds. Come on. Wait, what? Oh, it's not counting the seconds? God damn it. One person watched the original one. Interesting. All right. Jeez.
Now to the cost of climate change hitting home. California is considering new rules that would allow insurance companies to consider climate risk in their policies. As Miguel Almaguer reports, it could send premiums soaring.
Home to some of the nation's most coveted real estate, tonight the cost of insuring a home in California could soon dramatically change. For the first time, the state's insurance commissioner is moving to let insurance companies factor in future climate risks when setting new policy prices.
We are truly living in unprecedented times.
After decades of disaster, Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Laura says the move is aimed at keeping insurance companies from fleeing the state and homeowners insured.
There's no doubt that California is at an insurance crossroads. Making insurance more available is becoming critical for our entire economy.
But critics say allowing insurance companies to spike premiums based on the threat of floods or wildfires in the future is a disaster of its own.
The insurance companies are using climate change as an excuse to make changes in rules that have saved Californians, literally, not exaggerating, hundreds of billions of dollars in the last 35 years.
With a new study projecting more than 39 million Americans could soon face skyrocketing insurance premiums, some insurers have already walked away from hurricane and flooding-prone states like Florida and Louisiana. In high-risk areas of California, many are already priced out.
Just received the bill and it's double what it was last year.
In allowing insurance companies to look ahead when setting rates, the state will also require those same companies insure more homeowners who live in areas of high risk.
Tonight, the fight to keep Californians insured, if they can afford it. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Now to the cost of climate change hitting home. California is considering new rules that would allow insurance companies.
So, yeah. In March, I visited one of my best friends, and then I was talking about this a little bit last night. He had one of his old best friends come and join us for a couple of days. He went snowboarding and lost his keys on the run. My friend's friends are all stoners. So he got stuck. He couldn't drive back down to Santa Cruz from Truckee. From Lake Tahoe. But he lives in Truckee. And so he stayed with us for a couple of days while his wife FedExed him his spare key. They lost their home in Santa Cruz, just like in Paradise, California, the town that Trump went to famously, and said in front of the mayor of Paradise, he was like, "And everyone here in pleasure has been so nice," and you can see the mayor like, did he just call? Did he just call us pleasure? And then he's like, no, it was just a mistake. But then he says it a second time, and everyone in pleasure. And then you see the mayor in the background like, Paradise. Yeah, that entire town was completely wiped off the map, $1 million homes. Maybe $2 million homes, I'm sure. And yeah, they live in Santa Cruz, and the same thing happened. And the insurance gave them a whole bunch of money, based on the value that it came in at when it was appraised, when they bought it. And that means that they lose out on all of their appreciation. But they gave them a bunch of cash, which is great, But because you can't buy anything right now, we're at 40% inventory. Everything is inflated like crazy. Oh, 30% in most cases. And so, yeah, the same amount of cash doesn't get you. I mean, it's like if you lost a house worth $1 million and now buying that same house back at 140%, do the math. You need an extra $400K. Where's that money coming from? So you can't even buy your own property back, in a sense, if your house burns down, even if you are insured. So, what a fucking mess we're in. What a mess. So they're just living in a trailer right now on their own property, on their own vacant land, because they can't buy a house. They have a whole bunch of money that they're sitting on, but they can't get a house in California because it's California and prices are insane. They were insane when they bought, but they managed to slip through the cracks. Not gonna happen a second time. Think of how many families that's gonna happen to. Especially Republican families. They tend to live in more disaster-prone neighborhoods than Democrats do. So, you might not believe in climate change, but your insurance carrier sure as hell does. And that means that you're not going to be able to buy a house. You're not going to be able to get money from your house when it burns down, when it floods, when a tornado comes, and flies it away off to Oz. Oh, oops. Get back, get down. That's the girl I'm kind of trying to get with. I sent her a DP earlier. It was requested, by the way. Well then, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to do a hike tomorrow. So I may as well sign out a bit early. Hey, buddy. I'm doing my taxes right now. So right now, you can see. Yes, that's right. It's September, and I'm doing my taxes because I haven't done it yet. Say hi, Morgan. Wait, oh yeah, it's on. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hey, nice boy. It's late for him. I have to turn his light out. Hey, buddy, I'm sorry. He doesn't get that tired. Our old beardy whistler. He would be passed out. Wouldn't matter if I left the light on or not. He might be a little groggy. Oop. Here's Chatbot. Hey, buddy. Hey. Hi. Hi, you. Hi, you. Did I bring that weird thing, that equipment thing? What were you doing there? You were just zoning out? You were just zoning out? Yes? That's what you were doing? You were zoning? Hey, buddy. Can't see me very well there, huh? Do you see the other fish?
You see the other fish, don't you? You do see the fish. Yes, you do see a very similar looking fish. Uh-oh. What's that fish doing, huh? What is that fish doing? I love this fish. I love him so much. Hey, buddy. Hey, big guy. Hey there. He's so pretty. All right, guys. Good night.